professional streaming. Professional. I'm like social media. I'm like social media-ing, setting up all this. I forgot the microphone. I was like, whatever. We'll just talk about books telepathically with our minds. I have no idea. I gotta. Let us talk about books. So I have a very I know, right? A very lofty goal this year of reading a lot of books. And this was the first book that I've read this year. Now, we're just gonna go spoilers off the bat, because there's no way I can explain to you why I was so... Where's my spoiler tag? I'm gonna find it. Hold up. It's somewhere. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it right now while I'm talking to y'all. It's just gonna be a spoiler-filled review of this fucking book. So it's written by Dean Koontz, who is, despite the fact that he pisses me off more than not, like he does, like I'm in a very like unhealthy relationship with Dean Koontz. I'm gonna be real. I am in a very unhealthy relationship with the author, because I feel like 60% of the time I'm pissed off by the time I get to his books. And one of the reasons that Dean Koontz pisses me off so much is because you're not sure. No, you will be very invested in the story until you get to the end. And then once you get to the end, you are mad. And not in like a good way mad. Not like you're mad at the characters, you're mad at the villain. No, you're fucking mad because you just spent like 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, do it. Do it. Go lift heavy shit. You just spent like 4 or 5 fucking hours, right? Invested in some fucking shit. And then you get to how he ends it and you're just like, why? Why are you like this? Like, why are you like this? Okay, so I'm just going to read you the back cover of this, because this is sounded like right up my alley. So, on the morning that marks the end of the world they have known, Molly and Neil Sloan awaken to the drumbeat of rain on their roof. A luminous silvery downpour is drenching their small California mountain town. It has haunted their sleep, invaded their dreams, and now in the moody purple dawn, the young couple cannot shake the sense of something terribly wrong. As the hours pass, Molly and Neil listen to disturbing news of extreme weather phenomenon across the globe. By nightfall, their little town loses all contact with the outside world. A thick fog transforms the once friendly village into a ghostly labyrinth. And soon, the Sloans and their neighbors will be forced to draw on reserves of courage and humanity they never knew they had. For within the misty gloom, they will encounter something that reveals in a shattering instant what is happening to their world, something that is hunting them with ruthless efficiency. So it sounds pretty good, right? You sound, oh shit, there's gonna be some fucked up, gonna be like some demons, maybe like some fucking aliens, maybe a fucking serial killer, like you don't know, like some cool shit's gonna happen, right? We get to the end of this book just to find out that everything that happened was because Jesus didn't love you. Ugh. I'm not kidding. I'm not. And and maybe it's just because I am not religious at all. Like, I feel like if a religious person read this book, they would be like, yeah, see, Satan, see? But after everything you go through in this book, you get to the end just to find out that everything that happened was literally like some Left Behind shit, where all the bad shit was just because God got mad and let Satan come, and Satan did his thing, and Satan took all the bad people and all the good people got to go, and then some people got to be left behind and protect the children and make a new earth. That was the whole reason for everything. Now, let me explain something. You put up with a lot as a Dean Koontz fan. And when I say a lot, I mean that Dean Koontz will spend 5 pages describing some shit in ridiculous detail. And he does this in all. Like, if you read a Dean Koontz book, I guarantee you will skim minimum like 20 pages. You will, because he just goes on and on. Like, my God, this man loves words. Fuck, this man loves words. He loves words so he loves words too much. Like, too much. He will just on and on and on and on. And you put up with it because Dean Koontz does a really, oh my God, Shelly, I love your face. Dean Koontz does a really good job of like building up suspense. And like, so this book was great. And I actually don't recommend it if you're in a bad mental health, like in a bad like mental health place. Like, don't. Because the first, how many pages are a stupid fucking book? We like, what I do, like 400? So yeah, before you get to the stupid fucking end, the first like 300 pages of this book, they're terrifying. They're not only terrifying, it's like there's this terrible sense of hopelessness that just pervades everything. And he does such a great job of just making you feel like these people are gonna die. This ending's gonna be like sad as shit. Like there is no fucking way they can win. Like it's cool that they're running around town trying to save kids, but what is even the fucking point? Like if I was in this situation, I just tap out and be done with it. Cause why? You know, like typical like super scary Dean Koontz shit. There was like this weird bulbous thing, and again Dean Koontz spent like 20 pages just describing it to the point that I was like, God, it looks like a fucking mushroom with an eyelid. You could have just said that it's a mushroom with I don't even know what you're saying right now. Like you've lost me after like 20. Like he describes things so much I can't even see it anymore. I'm just like I don't even know what you're saying. I don't know what the analogy is anymore because it's just gone. You could just say it's like a mushroom that looks like an eye that has an eyelid, and then when the eyelid opens, you see somebody's face. That's terrifying enough, right? It's a fucking mushroom with an eyelid, and when the eyelid opens, you see somebody's face. That's it. Dean Koontz will spend 20 fucking pages describing this. I can't with him. Anyway. Any fucking way. Like horrible shit like that, right? You're just looking down, like the rain comes, and then when the rain leaves, like some shit's growing in the ground. So you're like, oh shit, aliens are terraforming the planet. What do? We can't do shit because we're fucking humans. Like we don't fucking know. And then you look at it, and now like people's fucking like faces are appearing and shit. And there were these two bugs that are just walking down the street now. But when the bugs cried, it sounds like a woman wailing in despair. And then when the answering call comes, it sounds like a man wailing in despair. So like really like fucked up. Like it, like this whole book was, I just remember thinking like, even if I survived, I would go crazy. Like, I don't think that I have the mental prowess to survive that. I mean, there was this another awesome scene where he is describing, and this was actually the scene that fucked me up. I got real uncomfortable. He was basically describing that when the rain finally stopped and the sun was coming up, you couldn't see the sun because the fog was so thick. But not only was the fog so thick, it hung so low that you felt claustrophobic. And he spent about 50 pages describing that when I just described to you in like 3 sentences. That was a whole other thing. But anyway, that part fucked with me like hard. Like the feeling of like the sky like pressing in on you and being unable to get away from it like set off my claustrophobia so hard. Like so hard. I was just like, I can't, y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta get out of here right now. Like I can't get through the fog, So many fucked up moments. So many fucked up moments in this book. Like dead people coming back to life and trying to kill you. Crazy people running around naked talking about please cut me so the demon can get inside. Like fucked up shit. Completely fucked up shit happened in this book. I wasn't like too big of a fan of like the main characters. They felt like kind of generic, and I was more invested in like the story than them. It was one of those books, so like I'm reading it more because I want to know what happened. But if these two characters had died at the end, I really wouldn't have cared. Like the Molly and her husband, like I was kind of just like, whatever. But like, so you go through all that. You go through such like this horrific, like people, like these kids are describing how they were like in their living rooms and then all of a sudden their parents are getting sucked through the floor. Like ceilings just don't matter anymore. Like literally like you just sitting down like watching TV, then all of a sudden your parents just get sucked through the fucking roof and just fucking go somewhere and you just don't even know what happens. And then when you see the fucking spaceship, it's got the faces of people like inside of it, which is like made up of it. Like you're watching this thing fly by and it's like the faces of actual people. Like fucked up. so many, like, completely terrifying. There was this demon in the book that could actually steal your fucking face. There was this fucked up scene where she walked into this bank and there are 4 people just standing still with their backs to her, because that's not fucking creepy. That's fine. This is normal. Everything is normal. And she finally looks at them and they ain't got no faces. But the way they're standing there, it was actually, he did a good job describing this without using 50,000 fucking words. That he was just describing how even though they had no face, they were still alive, and you could just feel their anxiety at the fact that they had no fucking face. But then you find the thing that's got their face, and this thing literally has their face, like, in his hand. So you just, this fucking creepy demon looking thing just holds up his hand and there's somebody's fucking face, and then he just crushes it and it's fucked up. It's fucked up. So fucked up. So fucked up. But it, and then, like, you get to this fucking ending. Like, I would have been okay with him having written that this horrible alien entity existed in the universe, came to Earth, took and murdered millions of people, and then just dipped. And then literally just fucking left. That, right? Oh, it's fucked up, Shelly. And then just left. That would have been such a better fucking ending than what we got. And again, I'm not a religious person, so I'm not really down with the whole Jesus, you didn't get loved enough, Satan, all that bullshit. I wasn't. So, you know what? And if they had, like, I'm a little mad too, because if something on the back of this book had hinted that it had been some left behind shit, I'd have just skipped it. I'd have just been like, nah, I'm good. Because I can, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm going to go read another one of his books. But nothing about that back cover leads you to believe that when you get to the end and the aliens leave, and then they're figuring out what happened at the, as they rebuild civilization or whatever, that it basically it was time for the world to be rebuilt. So everything that, like, the horrible shit that happened, apparently millions of people just fucking suck. Billions of people, because it happened worldwide. Billions of people just fucking suck because, Jesus and Satan. So if you were one of the people whose face got removed or you died, it was just because you're going to hell, man. You're just going to hell, and we're sorry. And the only people who got left behind were the good people who can take care of the children, because children are acceptable, not like there's never been a child serial killer, but whatever. Children are acceptable, and these people who are taking care of the children, they're acceptable, but everybody else, fuck y'all. Just fuck y'all. And apparently some people went to heaven too. Some people actually didn't have to go through all this, and some people got sucked through the roof and laughed, and other people were being sucked through the roof screaming, so apparently they were going to hell on this alien space. I was just so annoyed. I was just so fucking, because that's not him being all like fucking religious isn't a heavy theme in all of his books. Like, occasionally he'll sprinkle it lightly in, but not quite this heavy-handed. And I mean, and it's so abrupt, like it literally comes out of fucking nowhere, because the 300 pages that you are reading before then, this does not sound like anything religious. This sounds like some fucking like Silent Hill. All of a sudden I am in the worst scary movie that has ever existed, and I can't get out of it. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't even, like, that's literally, like, the first 300 pages, that's just it. It's just this terrible hellscape, and you were just watching, and you're just reading about people navigating it and trying to save some kids while they do it. And you don't think that they have any shot. You really don't. Like, I'm reading this, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm like, no, I don't believe I'd like to play anymore. No, I'm good. So I would recommend, like, just reading, like, the first 300 pages. And then right as you get to the part where the aliens leave, just close the book. Just close it. And then just be like, that to me is terrifying. It's almost like Ridley Scott fucking up and deciding that he shall be who shall not be named in canon that I refuse to accept made the aliens, which just in my opinions ruins it, Because the terrifying thing about that is just knowing that they're out there. And sometimes you don't have to give something an origin story. Like, not everything needs an origin story. Like, even if you, like, because I come at it from, like, looking at it from, like, my super, like, fucking woo-woo spiritual perspective, right? Like, I completely believe that there is this loving force in the universe that is just completely all-encompassing, that loves the greatest thing, blah, 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 right? But if there is balance, then I also believe that there is probably some entity that exists that is literally the opposite of that is probably just pure fucking evil just for the sake of being evil. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I could also, I mean, space is huge. So my imagination, I could also believe that there's probably some alien race that existed in the cosmos that's whole objective is to just cause misery. Like, the book, like, had some wonderful, like, there were some wonderful thoughts. Like, the main character is trying to, like, reason, like, why an alien force would come to this planet and be cruel. Like, if you're this advanced that you could just make it rain and terraform and do all that and, you know, just take over the planet in like a matter of hours, if you're that advanced, then you obviously can just come down here and kill us. So what's the point of the cruelty? And I thought that was really fucking awesome, because that's like an awesome concept, that this alien race that's so advanced that it can like walk through floors and make it rain, and then as soon as it stops raining, it's literally killing all the nature on Earth and making its own thing and just taking over your fucking planet and like just happening before your eyes. There's nothing you can do about it. And while they're doing that, they're psychologically torturing you. That's fucked up. Like, that's awesome. That's an awesome fucking horror book. And they're not doing it for any reason other than they fucking can. That's it. There's no reason to it. They're just doing it because they fucking can do it, and they love it, and they want you to suffer 1,000 times before you die because that's what gets them off. That's great. That's some awesome shit. What's up, Ted? Right, like building a fucking ant farm. Literally like that. Like, here we are, humans, this insignificant, stupid ass fucking race on our fucking redneck planet in the middle of the fucking backwater of the fucking galaxy, and here we go. Now this alien race is rolled in, and like, let's fuck with them for a couple of hours because we ain't got shit else to do. That would have been great. This whole, like, it was Satan and Lucifer. Yeah. So, if you are a fan of Dean Koontz, please know that The Taking is worth reading up to about 300 pages. Well, considering how many pages you'll skip because Dean Koontz like words so much, like 270. 270 is, he's ridiculous. He's ridiculous. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for hanging out. Tell us what your favorite Dean Koontz books is. I'm done rambling. You should come hang out with us on Twitch because then you can still be here. But if you're watching this on YouTube, it's over. You can't be here no more because the video's over. Goodbye. Did you just pee on the floor? Oh my God. Did you just pee on the fucking floor?